Man, day three. Oh, end of the day three. Much better today. Feel much better. Yeah, I got some great sleep last night. Had a really productive day, so feel a lot better tonight. So much going on. I did put up a few videos that I found and uploaded just so I can have some like new stuff to put up, I guess. Um, so I'm waiting to see. I did get some interesting feedback of one already. The one with the music, the Good Old Boy song, the Out in the Open song, everything. Uh, this guy, um, he's actually he he's one of the I think he's the founder or starter, the guys that started this group that I joined called the Spiritual Belly on Facebook. Super cool group. And I've only been there a few days, but really connected with this group, and just a lot of people, cool people, to talk to and stuff. And what else? No, he was the first person to kind of reach out to me about that song and what it meant to him, and we had some things in common there. So I knew he kind of got it, and I could tell. So that allowed me, or at least it inspired me to start thinking about it again. And quickly, I discovered a link to um, someone really, that was big to me a long time ago, and that he's recently had all kinds of struggles and stuff, and but my buddy, or back this guy, it's weird. I've never met him to call him buddy, but that's what he was just like, hey, we connected over what we were seeing. Took me to um, my friend who I know has had some issues and struggles, and like us all, but I know what they are, so I know that he would definitely connect to that same. It was just a lot of bam. It was cool, and so I sent some messages off because I have some mutual friends out there, and hopefully I'll hear back. Like I don't even need to speak to but we were not great friends or nothing, but that's what he was special to me for a few different reasons. This guy, and by just going through that process, putting that video out there, that song, communicating with someone, about it, relating to it, connecting to it in a sincere way. You see where I'm going? Like it was a great day, like to be able um, to do that because I hadn't thought about reaching out to be honest. You know, I hadn't even thought about. I just knew that the only thing I knew is when I heard that song the first time, um, I had a connection, and I've been trying to figure out exactly what that was since. Was it the music? Sometimes it is. Was it the friends I was with that night? Sometimes it is. You know, uh, it can be anything. It can be anything. So to want to figure out why that moment connected with me so strongly, you got to be willing to follow it where it takes you. And I was pretty happy with that because I'll be honest, I put that thing out on Twitter. I don't know how many times and how many different ways. Whether I was basically trying to promote them. I even suggested to this guy that he has a podcast and of new music, like he discovers new music. That's his whole show, basically. I tried that way. I tried like personal Facebook. I mean, I even talked about earlier. I tried like get my kids to listen to it, and everyone thought it was fine. It's a perfectly good song, if that's what you're into, sure. But nothing grabbed them. With nothing about it grabbed them, you know. So instead of just moving beyond that, I've just kind of held on to it. And I don't know that that's the end of it by any means. You know, that's the cool thing about it is uh, it can lead to some really what I'm learning anyway can lead to some if you're willing to follow it out and figure that connection out. Because it's all there. So that was cool. What else? Talked to a couple new people in the group. Just uh, shared some pictures and stuff like that, and talked to this one fantastic lady actually. Yeah, she was cool, man. She was like, you could tell she was like she had lost her husband, raised a family, like that part of life. She grandma, but starting again because of I think well, yeah, her husband had passed, and so here she was. She had been married just like me right out of high school, and had spent her whole life, being a mom and everything, and then uh, things changed, and she's kind of she was at this point, and the excitement though in her, like she was really excited. You could tell about. I mean, you could tell she was scared and all the other things too, but um, she's looking forward to the freedom, you know. She's really looking forward to the freedom, and that's cool, you know. I connected to that deeply because I grew up in the South, and where, especially when I was growing up, it was almost expected to be a stay-at-home mom. So I just connected with a woman sacrificing, those 20, 25 years of her life, like the good, like, I mean, the young, just completely focused on family. And so I related to that because I saw my grandmother do it, and aunts and mom, and so that takes a strong person to do that. So soon I had no doubt, like, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna just, I mean, yeah, she'll do fine. But it was cool kind of talking to her and being able to connect to that. Like, I knew how, um, like I knew the weight of all of that it put on, like, say, like someone like my grandmother, you know. So I got what she was at. It was I'm still thinking about it. She's one of those type things. Like when I connect to something, like I really, where I have to, like, not I can't get too excited because, like, I really enjoy not feeling when someone's in pain or nothing. By no means, no, it's not that. I guess it sounds even weird to talk about, but uh, it's just a unique thing happens, and I noticed this as a kid. Very, very few people notice that sacrifice on that level, because it's real sacrifice if you think about it, like real sacrifice, because no one knows, is and hence, you know. So when someone's telling you they sacrificed this and sacrificed that, I mean, that don't sound like a sacrifice to me. It just sounds like you gave something up. I mean, it is, but you get what I'm saying. So, uh, so that when someone, not for someone to acknowledge it, true sacrifice, it has to come from the outside in, right? Like, that person can't tell me that this can't, like, I have to be able to acknowledge it and understand it for her to get the response that um, you're hoping to help them with, which is because the moment they realize that you're appreciating that, you're appreciating that sacrifice, then, like, man, just boom, you know, because even if it's just for that moment, they know that somebody gets it. So, and I thought that is when uh, life was tough on my mom, and real tough, real tough. But she she still did her thing, man, and never said a word about it. But like, I always noticed it. Everything, just because that takes a lot of strength to be able to do that. especially when you're getting grief too, and you just want to fire back, and you have no idea about, what I do, and by all means, you got the right to. I mean, I can't say that I've ever sacrificed, like sacrifice I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm just rambling. I just that's really stuck in my head ever since I had that conversation. It wasn't too long ago. It wasn't nothing long. It was just kind of interacting through the message or comments type deal. So it's just still got me a little rattled. She had like a lot of kids, a big family, and a lot, man, a lot. Yeah. Oh, and then it was the same. I knew it was her too. Just knew it because she posted this picture. Like I love. Like I don't have a creative bone in my body. I mean, I couldn't paint a picture. I can't draw. Even my maps look horrible. You know. But I have a creative kind of mind sometimes, and that kind. So I've never been able, but I've never found the art that I could do anything. So, uh, but what I do like doing is remembering and connecting and reading a scene, and stuff. So what I've turned into my art is just I call it selfie art, which I know isn't a new term, but mine's just a little different. Is where I like to take a picture anytime that I have a connection to something. Now that we can take pictures, it's it don't matter. Take a million of them, you'll have to get them, develop them more, and all that stuff. Like so, anytime I have a connection, right? Like if a song hits me, boom, I'll take a picture. Right? What am I looking at? Boom. Or whatever. Just as soon as I recognize connection, I'll take a picture. And it just kind of helps me, you know, not remember that connection. That's the wrong way to describe it. Um, I like going back, and looking at them as my art. Anyways, like the creative part to me is capturing that, and then and that's why like you'll never make a dime off of it, right? Because it's just for you. You're making art for yourself. So it's like, woohoo, discover something. Yeah. But anyway, so I like it. You take that picture of the moment, and when you look at it later on, weeks later, months later, years later, sometimes. Well, anytime. I mean, it depends. But you can go back to it. You can look at it. You can remember your how you felt that day, and you can start to feel why did that moment in time connect with you? Was it because of the people you were with, where you were at in life? I mean, what about? Because we all have those moments. Most of us just ignore them. But if you take time to acknowledge them when you have a connection with a person, a taste, a smell, anything, you know, what made you connect to it is what I guess is the best way to describe it or explain it. Because when you look at the picture, it could be because of the landscape. It could be because, like I said, just a moment of solitude, but you connected to it for some reason, and that connection can then open up a lot of doors to things. So I really enjoy doing that, and it's fun to look at other reading landscapes and stuff because pictures is there's no. It's always been said a picture what says 1,000 words. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason. It's beautiful. So landscapes to me are the same way. In some ways even better because you don't even have to worry about something being dishonest or pretending or anything. You're just getting true whatever it is, And so, in a lot of ways, it's, it's I enjoy it. But anyway, so I know I told myself I was going to do the end of the day logs, but man, they're the hardest. It's easy to just kick out a little video here and there, but these end of the days, you're kind of drained. But now I'm going to go and do my thing now, and But it's been fun, YouTube. Talk to you tomorrow night.